What's going on, guys? Mason here, Cardinal Gaming. Appreciate you guys clicking on the video, supporting the channel, supporting the store like you guys always do. Let's take a little look at something that I found interesting. I just looked up the other day. Somebody brought in a card, and I was shocked at the value of what it was going for. It's pretty wild. So I found it interesting. Hopefully you'll find it interesting too. We're looking at the Sun and Moon era alt arts. Back before, we knew that they were alt arts and that they were going to be a thing, and that we didn't even know that in 2022, absolutely all of the most expensive cards of the year for cards that were released are all alt arts. Yeah, I would say that they're pretty popular and good things to look at. And as of recording this, we don't know that Scarlet and Violet are going to have alt arts, but I think we can be pretty sure that it's going to be okay, and we're going to have alt arts in Scarlet and Violet. They have to. This type of data is just, it's too obvious at this point to deny that that's what the people want. And you got to give the people what they want. So, looking at old TCG player here, we're going to look at, I got the filters on here in the Pokemon. You can go and you can look at, just set it to Pokemon only, and you can look at this up yourself, Pokemon only. I got Sun and Moon promos, and then the last 4 sets: Cosmic Eclipse, Unified Minds, Team Up, Unbroken Bonds. All those were where these alt arts were in. I moved that over a little bit so you guys could see, but we're gonna go back over here and kind of back over here so we can see all these numbers. Numbers are important. So yeah, I opened up the pages and we're just gonna bust through them real quick. Not gonna be like some super analysis. But just so you know, this is not me like suggesting go out there and buy these cards. It's pretty obvious that other people are already, so sorry, you maybe missed the boat. But we'll see the prices, and we'll see. I'm going to give my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm not telling you to just knock out on stuff. Do what you want to do with your own money. But the numbers don't lie, so we're going to look at them. So let's take a look and see what we are looking at. Obviously, number one, up there, this is the most expensive alt art from that era. Good old Latios and Latios, the Heart Pokemon. As you can see, about mid-November, and you're going to see a trend. All mid-November, all these cards went kind of dummy. Some of them were earlier. Some of them were like early November, and maybe in end of October. But a lot of these cards seen massive jumps. This is seen a $30 jump, which, you know, in the grand scheme is not a whole heck of a lot based on this, but this is very consistent data and very consistent with how the trends are going. You can see on the latest sales, one just sold for $450, which is way above this market price. So that is what is causing these prices to jump so much, is that the chart itself is not being able to keep up with recent sales and comparing the numbers. They just keep going higher and higher. You'll see the more drastic that slope is right at the end, that these are being bought out with purpose, I believe. And yeah, I don't see them going back down, because as people want to build out their binders and they want to collect all the alt arts, you have to collect these. These were the OGs. You got to have the OGs. So you have to buy these and to put in your alt art binder, because you're going to need them. So this is the big one. Latios, crazy, went up and then has stayed there in the past 2 months or so. So next one we're looking at. This is the card that I looked up and I was like, holy crap. I had no idea. Look at this steady march up. Just went from $80 in October and we're up to $140. $60 it's moved. Dang near doubled its value, and then it's plateaued here again, right at the end of December. A beautiful card, really just goofy, like one of the alt arts where you're just like, oh man, this is unique art. This looks cool. One of the very first ones that we saw, and what a beauty this is. It's kind of goofy, so it's got some charm to it, and just a cool little collector's piece for sure. Moving on. One of my favorites, the Gengar Mimikyu alt art. Just, I was gifted this by one of my employees, and I have it in my deck box that I have all my actual deck that I play with. It's there for as like a little token, so I like it having it. It was like $60 when I got it as a present. So yeah, 138 it peaked at. So wow, what a movement on this card. And yeah, I believe it. It's a beautiful card. Looks good in person. The texturing on it is super nice. Yeah, just a card that is very, when you put it in a binder, even among all the rest of the alt arts, is very unique and cool looking. So just a really good looking card for sure. Another one. ADP. Another one that saw a big climb in the past 2 months. Just a card that was already super expensive. One of the meta decks back when tag teams were out and around. Saw a lot of play. Never won a Worlds because Worlds was canceled when that was all would have been eligible. But heck of a deck. Very good card. This was the absolute top rarity that you could play. So has been expensive. As you can see, $96. It's only gone up to 105, which looks dramatic in the graph, but in all reality, it's since the mid this year, it hasn't moved so much. But again, a steady climb up over time. So yeah, good card, totally deserving being $100. Absolutely. Another one. Whew! I remember this card being super cheap. My goodness. $50 for the longest time, and that seemed, even in my memory, seemed pretty high. But now we're up to 90, 93. And as you can see, steep climb here in December. Just up, and again, another card, looks great in person. As you can, just has that, as nice as alt arts are, a very unique look that's kind of all its own. Beautiful art on it. Just a good looking card, and people recognize it and are paying up on it because it's a good looking card. The ones that surprised me here, this one's super expensive. The Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. It's a cool looking card, but again, this card was dirt cheap for forever. One of the cheapest alt arts that you could get from Unified Minds, and just seen some crazy numbers here moving. Look at this, $30 for the longest time since January this year, then just doubled in price over the year. And look at these sales, 75, 92, just again, not even on this chart of what the last sales are. That's how much these cards are moving in near mint. Truly bonkers. Just crazy movements on these cards right now. And again, it's just binder collectors. People want these and see the writing on the wall that this is the future of Pokemon, and they're gobbling these up. Now, Solgaleo and Lunala GX. This is a full art, technically not an alt art, but still a good looking card. And even though it's not an alt art, very trainer gallery feel, right? Like very reminiscent of what we would see if it was printed today. It'd be in a trainer gallery. So another good looking card. It's got Lily on it. Lily's super popular. And yeah, this card has again moved almost $20 since beginning of October in this fourth quarter of this last year. So it's big movements, big gains on these cards. Another one, the Choo Choo alt art. Beautiful, cute card. I love it. Super unique looking. The perspective on it is really cool. And again, a card that was reasonable for a long time, and it is, as you can see, creeping up over a $20 gain in the past couple of months. So another one that's kind of a surprising one for me. Doesn't really have like a very strong presence to me anyways, but popular Pokemon and Blastoise, popular Pokemon and Piplup, put them on a card together, yeah, it's gonna do well. Again, a nice gradual steady climb all the way up on this chart. Another big mover. Again, technically not an alt art, but it's got N, Reshiram, and Zekrom. Beautiful card. Again, not as dramatic of a climb, again, just because it is a full art, but again, it fits the bill of all the things that we've seen currently with the trainer gallery. People that want to have these similar looking cards, they're going to pick these up too. it is a good looking card. Again, in person, slaps, looks great. So yeah, it makes sense that these cards are moving as they are. Marshadow Machamp, again, one that, compared to what we get now, this card is not as punchy in your face as what most of them are. It is, cute looking card. Them looking off in the sunset, it's kind of a neat one. But, again, not as dramatic of a climb, but still, as you can see, demand is there, and people are wanting to pick this card up. Now, this guy here, I am surprised it is as cheap as it is, and you can see by the past couple sales, these numbers have been going crazy with $55 for this card again. That's $10, $15 almost below what this chart is even showing. So, again, this chart can be a little behind the times sometimes when it tries to average things out. But this card, it was like a $20 card. Super cheap when Unbroken Bonds and stuff is out. I think it's a great looking alt art. I think it looks really cool. Again, if we were maybe a little more zoomed out and had like a better like presence on the card of them, it might look a little better. But that's, according to taste. But again, for an early alt art, was a very, very cool looking card. Yeah, $40 all day long for sure, and apparently 55. So, well, again, not an alt art, but obviously trainer gallery, and this card has seen some swings in the past 2 years. Man, I remember selling this card $5, $4. I mean, when Constant Eclipse was out, I mean, $8, $10. But yeah, just if this chart could go out another 2 years, you'd see this just up, down, up, down, up, down on this card, because it has seen some crazy swings. And in past couple months have seen an uptick nearing what it has seen in of all time, probably. Yeah, $40 card. It's a set card, not an alt art, not an ultra rare. It's in the reverse slot, just like a trainer gallery would be now. It's up there. It's an expensive card, but obviously very iconic. One of the best looking cards. Yeah, it's another slapper that, when I was putting it in my case, and they're going, those should be taken out of the case because they're like $5. I was like, no, guys, no. This card is too good. No. So another awesome looking card. I mean, what can you say? It's a no-brainer. No-brainer that this card is a good card that people are going to want forever. So, another goofy one, the Rowlet. Oh, in the executive, there's Rowlet right there. Right there. Again, a card that doesn't have the big names and stuff on it to kind of propel it at such dramatic extremes the past couple months, but as you can see, again, another card on the move, climbing up. So, yeah, it's seen some big gains here in the past couple months. Another weird one, Megalopunny and Jigglypuff. Weird in person. I think it looks better. The textures really brings out the art. I think it looks really good. It almost looks like a painting with all kind of like brush strokes where the texturing is. So, looks really good. Has always been on the cheaper side, but this card again is creeping up. A $10 gain in the past 2 months. Up to 33. And again, look at these sales. 48, 49. What? That's off the chart. That'd be like up here. Like, yeah, silly gains. Formosa and Buzzwole, again, this card was cheap. $8, $6 when this set's come out. I mean, not a great card. Saw meddling play, not very good. But $30. This is one I would actually say is maybe a little too much. Ultra Beast has never been popular. A weird looking card. It's got Buzzwole's flexing, so maybe. But yeah, that one might be a little overblown. Dagana and Guzzlord. Beautiful card. I love it in person. Again, if you guys haven't seen like the tag teams in person, just like all the alt arts, the pictures don't do it justice. You got to hold them in your hand and really get that feel and that look. $30 card. Texturing makes it look very like a classic, like feudal Japan kind of feel with the cloud effects and the heavy strokes on the clouds. Looks very, very cool. A very nice looking card. Now this guy, I really like this card. I really think it's cool. Even for a promo, it slaps. It slaps in person. Card I think is undervalued. I think it's just is a really cool look, a unique look. The packaging that this promo came in, because it was a box promo, so very unique, like with a flap that lifted up and you could like read and look at the contents better. Really unique design for the box that they just never went back to, just because it had a lot of waste, honestly. But just an insane card. If you have the sealed product for this, good for you, because it's an absolutely beautiful box compared to what it is now. Yeah, just as you see, it's coming down from a high right now, which is kind of. But again, it's promo, so kind of doesn't get that same coveted feel that the set ones do, and probably is more common. So, but yeah, right there at $25 for this card. I think it should be more, personally. Again, not an alt art, but one that has been moving, just like an alt art has been in the rest of these sets. Erica with Vileplume chilling. A good, beautiful card. Again, was a cheap one, and as wow, seen some waves, but again, creeping back up and making some moves. Again, very validating to see, and when you see alt arts being expensive now, and then going back to cards that used to be cheap and are getting more and more expensive, it's validating that collectors are picking these up. These are not probably is people specking and doing some stuff on them, but yeah, just these are awesome cards. Again, a tin promo, a beautiful tin promo. This card is expensive in Japan. In Japanese, this card is expensive because it was a set card. But we got spoiled and got this as a promo. It's a beautiful card. One of my favorites. Just a cute card. And yeah, $25 all day long. Absolutely, for sure. These promos, oh my god. Guys, these cards are, for as big of a run as Umbreon has seen and things, that this card is $22. Bruh, what? And it was so cheap for so long. Like, this is a slapper card that needs to be, I think, more expensive than what it is, based on what it is. The same thing with the flip of the Espeon and Deoxys. Awesome, cute card, interesting card, dynamic, and yeah, $25 absolutely for this card, for sure. Again, another one that $10 card. I think it was cheaper than that. I remember selling this card for like $6-7, and it's finally creeping up to $20. Yeah, makes sense, absolutely. Here's one that some people don't remember: the Muck and Alola Muck coming out of the sewer. It's kind of a neat little design, neat looking card. Looks really good. Again, steady climb. Not very expensive, but it's that's a 25% increase in the past 3 months. That's huge. So yeah, it's a good little thing to look at. Again, Pikachu and Zekrom, a 10 promo again, but I would say like a quintessential art for tag teams and the alt art of the tag teams. The like hand drawn design, the shading effects on it, the very like more mature looking art. It does it for me. I like it a lot. The size comparison from Zekrom to Pikachu being so small, I like that dynamic to it. Very action pose, very in battle. I love it. Very good. Looking like what, $15 for a 10 promo? That's pretty good. Again, this is getting to be the cheaper stuff, but Trainer Gallery stuff. We're just busting through them real quick. Piplup has seen its up and down. I've sold this card for $2. I've sold this card for $20. It's a wild ride that these secret arts from Cosmic Eclipse have done. Just a theory I've crafted is that these were very much a test for Pokemon to see the new art style, and if people would take to these and really want to collect these and see what they would do long term. And probably sat back and watched these before they realized, yeah, they're really popular. Yeah, people are going to want these, and people do collect these little subsets, and that it branched out to the more bigger concept that is a entirely new rarity of alternate arts. So, uh, these types of things. This is where the trainer gallery was born from. This is where the concept of a trainer gallery exists and came to be. Is in this subset right here. So it's if we continue to get cards with those types of styles, these can be seen as the blueprints to these types of cards in this entirely different rarity in these sets now. So, yeah, makes sense. Even the Piplup here being an expensive one. I wanted to throw this in here too. The EVGX again. We see like the Semi-Seer from Crown Zenith. Very similar feel. Kind of it's out there, and for an art, it's out there from a brand, from a company that is very restrictive and very strict on how that card or Pokemon are drawn, and the specifics of Pokemon, and the colors and the positioning and the shapes of their manes and their legs and all that stuff. It's very important, and Pokemon is very strict on that. And to see a card like this exist that really bucks that trend, it's pretty wild to see. I think this card at looking like $8 right now. It's a unique card, and it looks really unique. Again, it was a box promo, but I think it's cheap, too cheap. Another one, the Mimikyu Secret. I love this card. I think it's very, very awesome. These cards are not textured, but this card would be really cool looking and textured, I think. The Secret Mimikyu. I've seen its ups and downs as well, but Mimikyu and Acerola, popular characters, so for $10, sure, that's a good buy. Another one I threw in just for a comparison to look at, try to get a feel of what the market is doing. I want to look at this for the year. Interesting, huh? Kind of weird how this card has not seen any movement and then all of a sudden kind of jumped up. This is one of my favorite cards of all time. This is one that I personally believe in to be a mover long term, and I think even at $10, yeah, I think it's got legs. I think it's got some movement to do, and a shame that we didn't see more of the stained glass kind of look of art. I think it's a really cool and unique concept, and one that a lot of TCGs have done. I think even since this card came out, Magic has made like stained glass. Yeah, because Dominaria had stained glass looking cards. So, it's a thing that TCGs do a lot, and I think this one's a really awesome, good looking card. I thought, it was like $3 for a long time in the plastic, like, ready to go. $3. And it's like, yes, all day. I have a couple of these laying around the house. I do. So, I think even at $10, it's a beautiful card. Textured, again, looks amazing. So, worth a good pickup. And last but not least, thanks for hanging with me. If you have this 25-minute video of just me gushing about Sun and Moon alt arts. This card is an absolute sleeper. At the price that it is, I think it's too cheap, and this card could easily be just take off at any time, I think, and see a lot of movement if people really want to go after this card. It's Togepi Cleffa and Igglybuff. That box promo in the big box that was big box store exclusive. This card is a beautiful card. It's really, really cute. It's got the Pokeballs on it. It's very, very unique looking. It's got the berries Pokeball. It gives you a lot of like really heavy with Pokemon Go kind of vibes to it. And look at this card. Look at this movement on this card. It's been cheap. The last tracking on this is $28.50. Look at these sales. $35, $35, $35. This card is flying up in price, and this card is moving right now. It's seen its ups and downs, but right now this card is taking off. So if I had to bet on one card to do some crazy things in the next like 2 years, from anything from the Sun and Moon block and era of cards, this is the one. I think it has a lot more it can move. So just wow, kind of a bad ending. Sorry, but I think this tells a story of, and again validates the love that we've seen for alt art cards, and how that is very defining. We're in a pivotal time in the Pokemon TCG where this new type of art, I think, is definitely here to stay. Hasn't been confirmed, like I said, but I mean, it's going to be. They're going to continue to do stuff, even if they do a couple in a set and have like an alternative art slot or whatever. 3, 4, 5 in a set. They're going to keep doing them. They're beautiful cards. They push the market. They push the set. What would a set like Silver Tempest be without the Lugia alt art? Sure, it's got great cards in it, some playable stuff, but without the alt art, what's in? I mean, what? So obviously, big movers, big important cards, and yeah, alternate arts are here to stay for sure. Appreciate you guys clicking the video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for making it to the end. Thanks for letting me gush over some cards. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. See ya. Bye.